I'd like to be a bird.
I don't know, something like an Andean condor. Lots of space, sort
Be
of
birds of prey, something like that.
soaring above the mountains and just looking down and looking for your dinner.
Nice big albatross.
No more like being reincarnated as a sparrow.
And birds go. There we go.
I like to put food out for them,
Bread or
especially in the
nuts.
winter, because you see them in the trees and they're sort of looking a bit nonplussed, aren't they? But I put one of those peanut things out recently, thinking I was doing them a good turn, and it was like 10 weeks later, there was no visible sign of any nut disappearing, and I thought, well, what's this all about? I don't know.
How'd you open the bag?
Well, you don't open the bag, do you? They're supposed to go through the bag, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't think bland comes into our eating. We're definitely, what would you say, gourmets or gourmands, whichever word it is. We like to indulge and enjoy the food, really.
And I think probably there's a good variety in what we eat. Thai, Indian, Chinese, French, Italian.
Yeah, whatever.
Traditional British.
As long as it tastes good, I'll eat it, really.
And the best of all, of course, is duck.
The only thing you can do is not to make eye contact, of course. As soon as you make eye contact, it just has you. I think it's because you're easy prey. You're a nice little bit of meat here. Nice and small, I could soon whip him round. Perhaps that's what they do. I think, he's quite vulnerable, I'll have this one.
When you're up a tree, you're head and shoulders above all the buildings. You can see the contours of the land. There's something immensely liberating about that. And it's real freedom to be up there in the wind.
How do birds stay up in the air? It's all to do with aerodynamics, and that's far too complicated for me to go into now.
Some things aren't worth thinking about, are they like that?
Not all birds stay up in the air, do they?
No, they don't.
If you dropped an emu out of an aircraft, it wouldn't stay in the air, would it?
No.
The first time I flew myself, I was scared silly. But quickly started to enjoy it. It's not short of hard work. Every single day. Something new, something different, got to keep learning.
Birds stay in the air through magic. And there's all these scientists and naturalists who think they've got it sus, but it's all magic.
You think it's sort of Peter Pan, do you, Ian? Sort of they have a happy thought. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, birds are happy, and that's why they can fly.
It's brilliant. When you're flying down the M6, you can see truckers flash their lights when they see you. It's great. There's no better feeling, I think. It's really free, so it's good.
It's wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling. Yeah. You gotta limber up, you gotta loosen up. Gotta get all that. You know what I mean? You gotta warm it up before you let rip.
Yes, I've never flown. Except I have jumped. I'm very brave at some things.
I don't like to take off, I like to land, do I?
Me personally, I do like taking off. The pull of it, right? When you actually take off. Yeah, I do enjoy that sort of thing.
Taking off the surge, the acceleration, the noise, the shaking, and then, once you're airborne and everything's stabilised, perfectly all right. And obviously turbulence isn't much fun, but it's not usually anything to worry about. I've never flown in really bad weather or had a bad experience. If you've got that flying bug, then I don't think you really lose that.
It doesn't matter how many times you take off into a dawn or landing at sunset.
Yeah.
It's just a special thing.
I've got the best sense of direction. Anna's got no sense of direction. None at all, have you, Anne?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. No, I haven't got a clue on direction, how to get there, how to get back now. No, I haven't got a clue.
I could probably lose her around the block. She wouldn't be able to get back. Definitely not.
Oh, well, would we say we've got a good sense of direction? I mean, we're blokes, aren't we? I mean, of course, we don't have to stop and ask for directions, ever. I mean, you never get lost, do you, blokey?
I've never been lost at all in my life. I've been temporarily misplaced from time to time, but never actually lost, so I'd say I've got a pretty good sense of direction as well.
Without landmarks, I'm lost. Without landmarks, I really am useless. And you take a right, and it's down there.
Myself, personally, I don't like flying because I don't like heights. But we've never actually ever been on what I'd call a long flight now. It's been 4 hours at the most, isn't it? Yeah. How I'd fare on a 7 or 11 hour flight, I just do not know. No, I don't think I'd handle it very well at all, to be honest with you.
Pigeons are vermin, man.
Sky rats, what I call pigeons.
You know what I mean? What we need is a few more peregrine falcons around London.
Or sparrowhawks.
Sort them out, you know what I mean?
But it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, the areas we can go to. And yeah, it would be great just to be able to rort down London's high street, you know. Woohoo, check me out, everybody. I'm coming past your window. Oh, you know, that would be cool.
Yeah. It's not the fear of flying, it's the fear of crashing.
I suppose once
Well, people say they're frightened of flying, but they're not really. They're just frightened of dying.
Funnily enough, I've only actually been flying about 4 times in my life. The last time I went to Italy in May, and that I found fine. I got over it, and I realised it was an irrational fear. But before that, it really was like a white knuckle ride. To be honest with you, I do have quite a few fears and phobias. I don't like heights either, but flying was a bad one for me for a while. But I'm fine with it now.
I don't think I've got a fear of heights. Maybe a fear of falling from a great height, but no, those being up on a high place doesn't give me the shivers. Other things do, but not heights.
Yeah, I've not got a problem with heights at all.
I actually fell through a couple of skylights on roofs, one at Bath, one at Brislington. I actually fell through the skylight and dropped through into the kitchen area. They weren't very happy though, not for the fact that I cut all my legs, it was for the fact that I had ruined all the dinner.
He had a bad accident about 2 years ago. Flying one, sort of crashed into the ground, didn't you?
Yeah. It was quite a turbulent day, and I started spinning, and I saw the ground coming up. I was going to crash near people, and broke my pelvis off.
Nasty.
The pelvis broke off, and it came up and it hit the first 3 ribs.
Did the ribs break as well?
Yeah.
They did. The pelvis broke the ribs?
Yeah.
Oh. Oof. Lucky you didn't hit your head though.
Yeah.
Actually, I find that one of the most relaxing sounds there is, birds singing.
Yeah, lovely. I love this environment. I mean, it's great fun. The one thing that everybody has in common when they walk through that door is they love their animals.
Most pet shops are quite loud because they have birds in and they're always sort of singing, if you can call it singing. And there's lots of cages. And you sometimes, if you can put your finger through the bar and tickle what's ever inside like a rabbit.
At the end of the day, most of it's the U factor, the R factor, you know. That's, oh, look at that, you know. Cute little kitten.
It's awful to think that we're sitting there waiting for somebody to pluck us out of out of the air and take us home and keep us forever, you know. But at the same time, I'm never brave enough to go and make the first move and go up to somebody and say, right, you, how about taking me home and looking after me and loving me and cherishing me?
I think, yeah, go for things that are obvious. Dogs and cats and the like. I mean, there's all sorts of people, they have things in their bathrooms and all sorts, don't they? Alligators and that sort of thing. Wouldn't have it in my bathroom, I can say. Nope, wouldn't.
He's called Chester, and he is very long when he stretches himself out. If you annoy me, his eyes sort of widen a bit.
I don't think that I'm awful looking. I think I'm all right looking. People always say that I've got very open, honest eyes. So I think that I would be pretty nice to have around and have hanging about the place on the sofa.
I don't know. A lot of old nonsense, I think, really. So, I mean, you need to spend proper amounts of money on things, but you see some of these dogs that people have about. No, I don't think you need to spend a lot on them.
Dog toys, well, they love running and fetching things, so we've got balls on ropes, and lots of dogs, especially the smaller dog, like a Yorkshire Terrier, likes a squeaky toy. That's a high-pitched one, or just for a laugh, we've got ones that'll go.
We went to a friend's last weekend, and this poor little hamster's in this wheel thing for its exercise.
Well, it had a little car. It was a Volkswagen Beetle with a wheel in the middle, and it actually, by working the wheel, moved across the carpet.
Poor old hamsters running round on the wheel. Why do they do it? Because they're as daft as a 2-bob watch, I should think. Them poor bloody hamsters thinking, I could get out of here in about 2 minutes flat. And then they find out they ain't going nowhere. Just like the rest of us. We're all on the bloody wheel ourselves, aren't we?
Dogs are just stupid. People go on about how
stupid as stick insects. Stick insects are the most stupid creatures in the world. I mean, look at me pretending to be a log. Isn't that clever? Oh, I'm a little twig. Isn't that great? I mean, dogs are far better than that.
I think cats make good pets.
There's quite a lot of cats with bad breath, though. That's what I don't like about them.
Cats?
Yeah.
I like stick insects. I once got a train journey with me and 2 stick insects. It was brilliant.
I know, and I very much like a stick insect, but not as a intellectual conversationalist. I mean, hey, have you seen my log impression? Yes. You know, it doesn't go much further than that, does it?
Stick insects don't have a developed vocal tract. That wouldn't happen. I think, though, dogs are stupid.
I don't really like snakes. Spiders I can live with, but I've never touched a snake. I almost did, but no, they're not our thing.
I feel isolated. I feel alone. I think I can hear something scraping on the outside, and I don't know what it is. I'd like there to be someone here with me.
Snakes can be dangerous to other pets. They can swallow things whole, and they do eat mice and small rodents whole without chewing.
Now, I like the furries and the tortoises because I've got tortoises. I love tortoises, but they're still asleep at the moment.
Oh, sleep's really important to me. Yeah, I mean, I go through passages when I need to have a lot of it, and it's just good. I mean, man, come on. It must be, you know, in the top 3 of everybody's list. Your bed, you know, I mean, top 3, top 2, top 1, maybe the top. My bed, wow.
Sometimes the pet, when people are looking, will actually do something to say, I'm the one you want. Here I am. You want me? I'll have me.
It's like I've been sitting on a bench with all of my friends. It's like being at a dance, one by one, somebody's come up and taking them away. And then there's just me.
How much am I worth? I would find it very hard to put a value on that.
On a good day, I would say that I'd be worth a fair lump sum.
Do I say £1 million or do I say £10 million?
I don't think I'm that valuable. I think I'm worth about £142 probably.
At the end of the day, if you're the right person, you can buy me for 10p.
But the rest of the time, on days when maybe I'm feeling a bit grumpy and I'm sort of having an off day with people and I'm not in my normal friendly state of mind, I wouldn't pay a penny for me. I'd throw me back and choose another one.
I want a price ticket on myself.
No, not at all.
No,
I wouldn't even sell you.
I wouldn't sell you either.
Ah.
I don't know if I worry about being left on the shelf, because at the end of the day, I've come through sort of many years of being on my own and having a really great time. And I think, well, if I was on my own, I'd just continue to live life. And if it was at this standard, I wouldn't have a lot to complain about.
I've sort of been on and off the shelf, as they say, really. There's been a time when I thought I was on the shelf and then I got took off again.
Everyone gets rejection in life. When you're younger, you're more able to actually cope with that, I think, and bounce back. And you're not on the shelf for long.
I know that it will be okay in the end, but I am very pessimistic. I think it's going to take a long time before I get out of here.
The icing on the cake would be the partner or the companion who would be there with me for the next number of years.
And so I'm nicely happy now in my life, having been took off the shelf. And that's like a nice family that I'm in now. And that's a very comfortable sort of feeling.
Jill has a tendency, most mornings actually, to claim that at some point during the previous night, I farted very loudly.
I think snakes and spiders are more scared of you than you are of them.
I have a phobia of being shut in an incredibly small space with no light. My ultimate, being the idea of being buried alive with no space in a box. Oh man.
No! Sorry!
How often do you get out and about in the grounds?
There was a time when I was a young man that I used to regularly go for long walks around, but I don't often go in without somebody telling me which way to go.
From here you go out in front of the house, up towards Park Hill, possibly where you came in. Did you come down the hill? You probably came down the hill. But instead of going up the hill, you turn left through the no entry, so you're going up the no entry the wrong way. Go up to the safari office, just say to the person in the safari office, you're going up to see them, and they'll send you up. Either you'll go up the back road round, or you'll go in the same way as the public, and whoever's on, whoever you want to talk to will be there.
I've been here just over a year now in the safari park.
Have you always been into animals and stuff?
Yes, I lived in a game reserve for about 14 years before I moved to England. So you get used to the animals around you.
I have been living here a while, so actually I find that it's quite similar in the way that there are a lot of foreign people and the people are really friendly. So obviously I find this place nice to stay here.
I do like Catherine, the zebra, Katie rather. She looks like she's like the zebra equivalent of like a tennis ball that your dog's had for years, and he's bitten all like the fluff away, and you've just got that like hard black rubber under surface with a couple of patches of what used to be the outside of the ball. She's so old now, bless her, she's losing her stripes.
I'm very, what's the word, Jeff, when women sort of are frightened of me? What do you call it? What's it called? Come on. Oi! Yes, you said to me, English women don't like me because I'm what?
Too much of a threat.
Too much of a threat. I give out sexual appeal.
The hippos don't do anything. 22 hours a day of sleep and 2 hours of eating. That's about it. They are so bone idle.
No. I kind of suck up to the boss, so I ain't got to do any work. I just get to sit out back doing nothing all day.
Oh, my daily routine, right? I get up at about 7 o'clock and I'm usually in work by about 8, and that's quite good because it's quite quiet between 8 and 9. And then I run around for about 12 hours and then come home again.
You'll end up having a laugh all day because of the fact if you didn't, you'd end up crying. But yeah, it's cold, muddy in the winter, but of the summer, obviously, you know, your muscles are big. You feel a bit sure of yourself, like the old sun comes out, everyone's a poser, and yeah, you know, it's have a laugh, and then home, sleep, and that's it. That's it really, it's just, yeah, good.
Do you get lots of problems with the monkeys putting cars to pieces?
It depends on what mood the monkeys are in. I mean, if it's really hot weather, then you're very well if you see any monkeys doing much damage.
Or they whip windscreen wipers off and things like that.
But it depends on what mood the monkeys are in completely to what damage they do.
The Volkswagen was make the came to pieces the easiest. And the old Triumph Acclaim, if you had one of those, when it went out, there wasn't a lot left on it afterwards.
I think sort of the great apes are capable of thinking it up to a point, but they can't follow a chain of thought very far. The concept that
male monkeys like red-coloured cars because female bottoms are red when they're in season. They sort of shine a bit more.
Blanky check pen, here we go.
What's the matter?
Sophie's eating a mouse.
We don't really get involved with the food side of things. We don't actually eat here as such. You know, we've obviously got our own home life. Yeah. We go home obviously to sleep when we've got to sleep. Specific sort of. Hello. All right. Have a cup of tea. That's right. Yeah. Come to the back door. Somebody will meet you there. Okay.
Well, I once set something that had fallen down in the, or been knocked down, I don't know quite how it came to my plate, in the safari park. And that was an antelope of some kind and had a special name, but I can't really remember what it was. And that, I think, we all had a portion of it somewhere around the estate.
You can guarantee someone will come up to the fence, won't they, and go, "What type of animal is that?" and think it's really, really, really funny. They do, though, don't they?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it a monkey? Maybe I just look weird.
Maybe you do.
Right, yeah.
No, it does happen, yes.
It's when they stop whistling and looking that you start worrying, you know. Your face.
We should have started this early, you know. It's quite funny.
Yeah.
Come on, Brian.
Please stop looking at me like that.
I'm not looking. How do you cope? I'm so sorry. How do you cope?
Look at you making me laugh.
I'm not. It's you.
No, sorry, I employ artists to do all the...
I'm hoping to get a working permit to stay working in the safari park, but unfortunately I don't know yet. So It's going to take about another 6 months for me to find out.
Oh no, I'll definitely stay here. It's just easy work. Yeah, I'll stay for quite a while, I think. Can't really be bothered to do anything else.
This summer is going to be the last summer I'm going to be here. I've been here a while, and really, I haven't traveled as much as I would like.
Usually got a chuck whizzing by so you can jump in that.
We went to Bath yesterday. I think it's just an amazing place.
Do you know how old I am? What do you think? I won't be cross, I promise.
I can't speak, Mumba.
Oh, come on. Mouth it. Next.
The way out.
No idea.
We were following you.
No, we're trying to find a way in. We know where the way out is.
Is that the way out?
This isn't the way out though, is it?
Well, the difference between cats and dogs. Cats don't wag their tail like a dog, and yes, they do. Sometimes they do. They don't go. Oh no, they don't do that. And they don't sit and go. And they don't fetch balls as well as dogs.
One's got a waggy tail and a cold nose, and the claws are like totally contracted all the time, whereas the other one contract their claws and it's got sharper teeth and pointed ears.
Which one's which?
The cats are the ones with contracted jaws and sharp teeth and the sharp pointed ears.
Excuse me. I think I'm an oddity. I've got a foot in both camps, really, and I appreciate either animal for very different qualities.
I like dogs better than cats, though.
No, I don't.
They seem to be more friendly somehow. Dogs like greet you, whereas cats just sit. They can sleep for so long. No.
Cats can appear to be lazy, but I don't think they are.
They have big claws, like bears, and they look like bears.
They just sit about all day and get fed and go meow, 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 meow.
I find cats, they claw the carpet a lot. They're a complete nuisance, actually.
Meow, meow.
I think you get more out of a dog in response.
Well, they're more interesting, aren't they?
I think they're thicker than cats, personally.
Do you?
I do.
Meow, 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 meow. And I go, shut up.
I used to be a chaser myself, but I mean, it's about what?
It's all about competitiveness, you know what I mean? You see these blokes and like I said, they've been let off a lead. You know what I mean? Like,
it's
and
like,
then like
it's like
it's just more than life, man.
Watching hounds after a hare, you know what I mean? It's just...
I've been bitten by dogs, I've been bitten by cats, I've been bitten by... you name it, I'll claim it.
Once I was walking past a house and the door suddenly flew open and a dog with a head the size of Albania jumped out, and its teeth were an inch away from my face and its mouth was so big I could have lived inside that mouth quite comfortably, and I was nearly killed.
I've been chased by a Great Dane, the slavering big thing, and it frightened me. I've been bitten by a beagle. I've been chased by an old English sheepdog, which was, I would say that was a springboard into me becoming a Christian.
Mm. You always say dogs come sniffing at your private parts.
Do I?
Yeah, that's one thing you always say.
Well, they told me they're not, that they're just being affectionate.
Dogs wag their tails to get the smell of their farts away, and the cat just walks around with its tail in the air.
Dogs I like very much because of their great intelligence and loyalty generally, and just so animated and, you know, great chums.
I don't think I've ever had fleas. I think the closest I ever got was scabies, and that was quite bad enough. You would entirely cover your body from head to toe with this alcohol solution. And there was always this sort of nagging doubt that some part of your anatomy would catch light like a fuse, and it would just be an enormous blue puff.
I think the best thing to do is to put on some flea powder, which you get from the vet. But it's probably not a good idea to have a good scratch, because that makes it red and raw and a bit rough and everything.
You know, I've never had any breed that's been a kind of a pampered, you know, pooch, you know.
They breed these mutant dogs, don't they, and give them awards for how mutated they look. And if it's a perfect mutant, it's got a pedigree. But if you crossbreed it with another mutant, it's called a mongrel.
Most pedigree dogs, to get them perfect, they've got things wrong with them. It's either the bull terrier or the bulldog can hardly breathe because they bred into them, that flattened face. It's a bulldog, innit? And a lot of the breeds have suffered when they show a cross.
They look ridiculous with silly bowls. Looks stupid.
I'm certainly a loyal companion, but I have to say I've been let down a lot too in my life. I might be very loyal, but I do like my father said before me. He said, you trust everybody once. And that's what I do. I trust everybody once, no matter who they are. So I'm loyal to the point of disloyalty.
Cats, on the other hand, they are the clever ones. They give humans nothing.
I'm not a cat person. No, they're not loving enough, and they hiss a bit, and they don't do anything. They just wee all over the garden and leave brown stains all over the grass and just make a nuisance of themselves.
I've defecated outside, of course I have. You know what I mean?
If you step in dog mess, then it's not very hygienic, and it's not very it's just not nice.
You kind of get an antennae. The slightest thing, you kind of do, boop, 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 boop. You know what's going on over there? Sidestep it. And if you can't sidestep it, make sure you come through it.
Because at the end of the day, cats, when they go to the toilet, they clean up and they cover up after them. And that has got to be a sign of higher intelligence.
That's a dirty, filthy business, and that ought to be stopped totally.
But I think dogs are more, for a start, I think they smell more. Whereas a cat, you can leave a cat to it. Whereas with a dog...
Yeah, but if you've got a burglar coming in your house, at least a dog makes a noise.
Yeah, but you could throw the cat at the burglar.
That's a silly thing to say. Dogs are more interesting, and that's the end of it.
No, it's not the end of it.
We'll just have to agree to disagree then.
And I've got a lovely smile, which my mum says. So, I look good for my age too.
No. Can't. No. No, I think I'm. No,